So this is a 1977 F-250 custom 4x4, known as the Highboy, but I don't know if that's an actual Ford term or not, but it's kind of what they're known as. But anyways, this is going to be a project to kind of involve some younger guys in automotive stuff and kind of do a bit of a shop class. So I'm not going to be doing videos on this the way I normally do, where I actually show things in progress. I don't think that's not why I bought the truck, and so I don't want that to muddy the waters of my intentions with this truck. But that being said, I will probably be making some videos here or there, just kind of showing, probably more so after the fact. A lot of them will probably just be shorts that I'll put out, kind of going over little things here or there that might be helpful. But as far as in-depth how-tos and stuff that I typically do, I'm not going to be able to do that on this truck at this time, at least. But I thought it'd be a shame not to show you guys this and see if anybody's interested in following along with the build. But it's got a 351 modified, Ford modified. You Ford guys will know what that is probably. It needs a lot of work, but it has a lot of potential, and it's missing things here or there. It has a couple interesting aftermarket parts, such as this. This is an RV radiator, so it's a lot beefier than the original, I've been told. I think the original would probably be a 3-row, and this is a 4-row. This truck has at least sat on and off for the last 8 years, with the motor being, I was told it was fired up every, probably once a year kind of thing, but it sounded like it sat for at least a couple years here and there without being fired up. But the motor runs, no telling, what it's like inside unless I do compression tests and whatnot. But obviously things like tires, shocks, all that jazz. And as you may have picked up from the title, I call it a preservation, not a restoration so much, because it's completely out of my means at this time to restore this truck. I don't have the money, and I certainly don't have the time. But I'd like to use this opportunity to kind of get some of the younger guys into the automotive hobby and kind of use it as a teaching experience. So that's where we're going with this, is just basically the goals that I'll outline with them is that I kind of have right now, at least, are to protect all the chassis and basically preserve everything as is, keep it from getting worse, and do repairs and such as we're able. And so if we can get everything functioning, so all the mechanical aspects of the truck functioning as they were intended to, or at least as, well enough to get this truck on the road, basically, is what it would boil down to. And some stuff, if we're able to source parts from the junkyard, we'll do things like replace the bezels and that kind of stuff. Get the hood closing properly. Get the passenger side is almost always fine on these trucks, but of course, like as would be expected, the driver's side will sag, and you can see here it's buttoned there. You can see it kind of drops down. It's not that much in the grand scheme of things. It's probably out about 1/4 inch, but it's enough to cause havoc like that. And so we'll be doing some work in here, hopefully, doing some shimming and whatever it takes to get that working properly. And floor repair here. Rust repair like this will probably take last place, because it's not so much along the lines of functionality, but we will be taking the seat out, taking out all the liner, because, if you're going to dive into Thor, you may as well do the whole thing, at least inspect it all. Little things here and there, like a new foot pad for the brake, ignition, things like that. The little side mirrors busted out, which he did give to me, so that we have that. If I can source a windshield we're going to do that. New molding, weather stripping and stuff to keep the cab dry. Maybe new gaskets on the lights up there, things like that, just so this truck could be driven in the rain and whatnot. And the box is just sitting here. It was on the ground for at least 8 years from the sounds of it, full of stuff. So I can attribute a lot of the rust to those 8 years that were sitting on the ground. This obviously would take a massive amount of work to restore. But what I can do, and I can't do that, but what I can do is preserve it as is. Maybe do, a little bit of repair here and there, but essentially preserve it as is via paint, via fluid film, just to get, I know it'll be annoying for whoever does restore this truck, if that ever happens, but hey, at least it'll preserve the metal from getting any worse. So those are some preliminary ideas there. If you're interested in following along with the project, and I'll be putting out some trivia here and there, I'm sure. And if that interests you, follow along. And I'll still be doing work on my Thunderbird and stuff. For those of you following along for that, still doing the engine rebuild. If you haven't watched for a while or you're new here, I have a 68 Thunderbird, kind of hot rod basically. And so if you're interested, check out my videos on that. I also do stuff on my F-250 and a couple other vehicles like that. So anyways, back to this truck here. So it's missing the rear tank. If we can source one for that, that'd be fantastic. Obviously it needs a lot of TLC here and there. And what was I gonna say? Oh yes, so it's missing a drive shaft. Now, you can see under here, the one that's at the back is teeny, and it caught my attention at first. I remember thinking when I first saw it, I was like, that's crazy. Like, it's such a slender drive shaft for the rear. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it is what it is. But anyways, if anybody knows, obviously put something in the comments. But I have a hunch that what happened is I have a feeling the front and the rear drive shaft are the same dimensions. And it makes sense because, if you're off-roading or whatever and you smash one drive shaft, say you busted your rear drive shaft, well, in a pinch, you could put the front one back here to get home kind of thing. That's what I think happened, because I don't see any possible way that is the proper drive shaft for back here. It just looks too slender. I could be wrong. But anyways, that's kind of the feeling I have. So I need to dig into that a little more. But I have a hunch that's maybe what happened is they put this one here is from the front. But regardless, it is missing a drive shaft. So I need to source one of those. If I can source one used, that's fantastic, because getting one off a Rock Auto or whatever is about, for me to ship it here, it'd probably be about 700 Canadian, maybe even more actually, because it's a pretty heavy piece. But yeah, so obviously 4x4, so it's got the selector on the floor. It's automatic, and that's about it. So got a lot of interesting work to do. I'm really looking forward to using this opportunity to kind of get the younger generation interested in classics and stuff, and give something productive, and use it as a way to kind of reach out to some people that need it. So if that sounds interesting to you, follow along. But for those of you who already watch my videos, just a little heads up that the video structure will be a little bit different on this truck, probably a lot more sporadic. And I think that's about it. So thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, if anybody has one of these trucks that has a channel or something about them, if you have any nuggets of information I should know, put that in the comments. I'd love to get some feedback on this. And I will show my face. I haven't put my face in the camera for a while. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.